unions faced in many a long year, and we count amongst that losing $42 million after the World Cup that we had here about a decade ago. And I just think this is the singularly worst managed incident I've ever seen in a sporting team environment. First of all, here is a woman who we've now found out had absolutely no qualifications to become the business manager of the Wallabies. And I think that's beyond dispute now. And, you know, she worked at Marucci Council as an administrative officer. She was unemployed for several years. She showed a CV that she claims had 3 degrees on it. She ended up in the team environment of the Wallabies, managing the team and claiming that she was in charge of their behavioural and psychological issues under Ewan McKenzie, the coach. Now, whatever you say about Kurtley Beale and all the naughtiness involving what Kurtley Beale's done, there is no excuse for that sort of poor management at the highest level of Australian rugby. Can I just remind everyone, rugby's meant to be the sport where everyone's got a law degree, they're all highly educated, they're all meant to be brainiacs, and it's sort of always cut itself above in terms of its position in the business world. And you look at the way they've handled this. Bill Pulver, the chief executive, claiming not to know anything about, you know, he says he went and checked all of her CV, which we've now found out to be not right. Ewan McKenzie, I mean, he can't survive as coach. You can't put someone like her in charge and then defend her so vehemently, even today, saying, oh, you know, I've got a woman who's heavily medicated at home and no job prospects. Well, get your old CV out, Di. You got your job at the ARU. Use that.
You are harsh, but what you say is right about the management of the Wallabies. Now, Bill Pulver might be an expert in business, but it highlights the deficiencies of people that don't have the knowledge of how to manage a sport. Issues in sport and scandals in sport have to be managed differently to what they do in businesses. There's just no doubt about it, because nobody cares what happens in a company except the other people in the company. But in sport, every little issue becomes something that the public is interested in, and that was managed appallingly right from the start, and to the point where they're now trumping up some tribunal to handle this externally.
Well,
who are these people?
First of all, Bill Pulver has appointed a former district court judge to be a tribunal to be announced. So we don't even know when the thing is on. So it won't be before, we don't think it'll be before the test match. Not only that, Bill Pulver has said, oh, Ewan, you don't have to come to that. Oh, Di, you don't have to come to that.
No.
They're the two who've made the allegations against Kurtley. So Kurtley gets thrown under the bus. He's got to turn up with his lawyer, and he's got to answer a case without anyone. It's a kangaroo court.
It's absolutely ridiculous how this is being managed. And I just, you know what, I don't know if this was possible, but when this first started to come up, you get one bloke in the room, the CEO, you get the other 2 parties in there and say, this is how this is going to roll, all right? You're going to say this, Kurtley, you're off, you're out, and Ewan, you're going to stay here, but she's going to resign, and that's how this is going to roll, and we're all sticking together, we're all sharing the same story. It doesn't appear to have happened that way.
You know, I know for a fact that Bill Pulver has absolutely not told the entire truth to various journalists in the last 2 weeks. I know that for a fact. Well, I'm sorry, that is a resignation offence. You're out. Over.
Glenn, amazing to think that they've got a Bledisloe Cup match this Saturday.
Yeah, well, good luck with it, I'd say. I mean, New Zealand are hard to stop anyway, but the one thing I found interesting was the comment that Ewan McKenzie made in that grab about the players and their knowledge of the facts. I mean, at the moment, you've got Michael Hooper, the captain, going out there and getting publicly behind Beale and saying that, you know, what's happened to him is wrong. Surely in this circumstance, the players would be given knowledge of all the facts. You can't have a coach and administration going one way and your playing group, in particular, your national captain, going in the opposite direction. For McKenzie to say that the players aren't in knowledge of the facts, I mean, they're grown men, they're not kids. They should be all brought into a room, and Pulver or McKenzie or someone else there, the high-performance manager, should be letting the players know exactly what has transpired here, and more importantly, they should have a united front. You can't be going into a Bledisloe Cup and heading towards a World Cup where you've got a fracture between what the players are saying publicly and what your administration is saying. For them not to have briefed the players and to have told them exactly the truth behind all this, again, I think is absolutely foolish.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, you know, the fact that you've got Adam Ashley Cooper, who's about to play his 100th test, he's an exemplary human being on and out and defending without fear or favour, without any conditional, rider. He's saying,